Hey, this is Representative Evan Goyke. This is our third video about maximizing federal resources during the COVID-19 public health emergency. This video has nothing to do with state government. It's all about a federal program, but it's an important one for a lot of families out there. This is about how you get your $1,200 check from the federal government. This is a stimulus payment, a cash payment. It is non-taxed, and it should be leaving Washington, D.C. and coming to you soon. So this is about the $1,200 personal stimulus check that's coming out. So how do you get this money, and who does it apply to? So first and foremost, you don't need to do anything. This $1,200 payment or some payment is going to go out to roughly 125 million Americans. About 83% of everyone that files taxes will receive some form of benefit. So $1,200 would be eligible for people that have an adjusted gross income. So not exactly your wages or your salary, but your adjusted income for tax purposes. If your AGI is below 75,000, you would be eligible or will be eligible for this $1,200 payment. If you're married and file jointly, then together it would be a household income of $150,000 or less. If your income is above that, go you, and you'll receive some money up to a certain threshold, but it would be reduced from the $1,200. Again, you don't need to do anything to receive this money. If you have filed taxes previously and have a direct deposit, then the money will come through that same direct deposit directly into your bank account beginning Friday, April 17th. If you receive your tax refunds through the mail, then it's going to take a little bit longer, but the federal government would mail you this check. There is going to be the IRS, the federal tax department, is going to set up a website where you can enter your direct deposit information for this payment. And if you have not yet filed, like me, what happens if you haven't filed your 2019 taxes? That's okay. The federal government is going to use information off of your 2018 taxes, and if you didn't file taxes in 2018 or 2019, say if you're elderly or living solely off of Social Security, then that's okay too. The federal government will use that information. You're still eligible for a check. You'll still receive your check. One final piece of this provision is that people with kids may be eligible for an additional credit beyond or on top of the $1,200, and that's a $500 child credit. This would apply to kids that are under 17 years old if the child was not supporting themselves for more than half of the year. That you, in order to get the credit, must also claim the child as a dependent. So parents of divorce that have gone through divorce, that have split custody, both parents could not file as that child being dependent to them. The tax filer that files the dependent child will be eligible, not the other parent. The child must be a United States citizen and live with you for more than 6 months. And so this doesn't apply to every situation, but a number of them, obviously, you may be eligible. This credit is like the $1,200 personal credit. It does not require you to to file a new tax return, although if you haven't filed your 2019 taxes, it's a good idea to do so. I'm working on mine right now, especially if you have updated information. Say if you've had a child and you would now be eligible if you file these 2019 taxes. If your circumstances have changed very recently, or in between now and when you file your 2020 taxes, it's very likely that you would become eligible for these credits. This is like a prepayment on a reimbursable credit for 2020 taxes. It's a little goofy how this will all work, but say you don't qualify right now because you have a high-paying job, but you lose your job because of COVID-19, then you would be eligible for this bump later on in the 2020 taxes. So these checks are going to start rolling out soon. They are not subject to taxation. There aren't any strings on how you can spend your money. So stay tuned. Go get your check. file your taxes, and I hope this helps a lot of people in need. Thank you so much.